That'll be $16.
$16? That's expensive.
Yes, sir. Everything's very expensive because you're paying for it on an iPad. Now, if you'll just select a gratuity...
I guess 60%?
And just sign by dragging your bare finger across this thing I use to
Okay.
Thank you. Please make sure to bang your head on that low-hanging thing.
What are you... Ah!
So you know how I've been covering kind of the debacle, the downfall of fast food. We talked about on Thursday, a few days ago, about how the toll has already been over 10,000 employees in California alone. A toll that many believe, or many say, is from a direct result of a forced $20 minimum wage in fast food restaurants. Obviously, it's more complicated than that. It's not just the $20 minimum wage. It's also an unwillingness to make less money for super huge mega corporations. I often cite this number for McDonald's. They made netted $14.5 million last year alone. There's no reason they should be selling $13 quarter pounder with cheeses or $18 Big Macs. And there's no reason they should be laying people off because the minimum wage went up a little bit. That said, I don't agree with the minimum wage. Also, obviously, inflation is a thing. But here's the reality. There's one real solution here. There's one actual solution to fighting back against shrinking portions and raising prices. And I'm going to share that after a quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Aura, a product I've been using for the past several months, and it's been bringing me a lot more peace of mind. Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who may want to target you. Your full name, email, home address, health records, your relatives, it's all out there. That's why I've been using Aura, and that's the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests. I check it every couple of days, and it almost always finds something. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers and people who could use that information to access my social media accounts, bank accounts, or other sensitive information. I don't know if you saw this, but AT&T revealed that over 73 million customer records, both existing and former customers, were released to the dark web. My information was a part of that leak, and Aura showed it to me. They recommended those affected use strong passwords, monitor account activity, and consider credit freezes or fraud alerts from credit bureaus. Also something I use with Aura. I use their credit alert app. I value my privacy and I value yours. You can go to aura.com/thequartering to start your 2-week free trial, also linked in the description below. Sign up for Aura today using my link in the description or pinned comment below. Take control of your data and protect yourself from people who would harm you. I'm not going to bury the lead. People have to stop going. People have to stop going. People have to stop complaining online, stop taking pictures, and they have to stop going. And these businesses have to feel the pain. They have to go out of business. They have to continue to close more stores because the more $15 Big Mac extra value meals that people buy and then complain about, they're just going to keep doing it to us. Let them decide where they want to make their political donations, maybe one that will make the supply chain a little bit more affordable for them. Let them have to continue to close location after location after location. Stop paying for this crap. People are already doing it and going to the shopping, Walmart and Meijer and getting their groceries, buying it, doing it themselves. But people have to get even more aggressive. No more DoorDash. No more, just do this. Because they have to feel the pain because they have been taking advantage of everyone since lockdowns. I mean, probably since the beginning, but it's gotten so out of control since the lockdowns that people just had the extra stimulus money. Meanwhile, they were essential workers. Prices skyrocketed. All this stuff. And then now that things have normalized, they have not reduced their prices to offset the lower cost acquisition costs. They don't care. They want you to keep paying. They want you to keep waiting up to 50 minutes. If you're at Starbucks now, there's like a significant percentage of people that wait 30 minutes to over an hour for a $9 coffee. We have to be more disciplined as consumers. And I mean, look what's happening at Chipotle. There's been a great case study going on around Chipotle, for example. I don't eat at Chipotle because it seems like every time I hear Chipotle's name, it's in a news story about people getting like E. coli or something. So just as a general rule, I've always been like, man, I feel like Chipotle's had multiple outbreaks of people who got really sick eating there. So I don't want to eat there. But this is a perfect example. Why we're all suddenly over Chipotle and why hating the chain probably won't make a difference. Here's the solution. People need to stop harder. You know how many people have already shifted away? Many people have already shifted away from fast food. There was a recent survey we've talked about that nearly 80% of people viewed fast food as a luxury item because it was so expensive. People were just cooking from home because it was cheaper. Now, I never really thought fast food was cheaper, but it was more convenient and it was kind of like equal. Like when you could get an extra value meal, I know I'm 41 now, okay? I'm not, I'm realizing now as I'm getting older, like when my dad used to say, X, Y, or Z only used to cost this much. And then you like really think about it and I was like, wait, that was 20 years ago. But in my mind, extra value meals at McDonald's were always $3 to $4. I don't know what price you have in your mind. But I remember, being able to get an extra value meal at McDonald's for under $5, unless it was like the double quarter pounder. Now, you can't even get an extra value meal for under $10 or $12 in most cases. And like the double quarter pounder meal is like $15. And it's the same double quarter pounder that I got 15 years ago, by the way. You go to Chipotle, you get a bowl at Chipotle. This one right here, $20. $20. You could make this same bowl at home 4 times for $20. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 times. It depends on the protein you choose. But if you buy in bulk, you cook your own protein or you smoke some meat, whatever you want to do, that's the case. Remember when you waited in labyrinth lines at Chipotle bowls for a bowl of chicken and rice and beans? Back when the Denver, Colorado-born chain first made its appearance, felt in New York and other cities unaccustomed to this type of fast, casual eating and personalized touch, the value for money, burritos were the size of basketball, bowls could make 2 meals, and the fresh, tasty food itself felt revolutionary. So how do we get where we are now? Shrinking portions, sky-high prices, and viral outrage have both become the norm, and that's ruining the party, according to new analysis published by Delish. Now, this is really good. Look at this portion size, how it's shrinking, Let's start by saying some nice things about Chipotle. The ordering experience is a choose-your-own adventure and highly customizable. Chipotle has always had secret sauce, the human element. Someone is right in front of you, making the food before your eyes. It feels like such a deal. I mean, it's really not that big a deal. Subway has been making sandwiches in front of you for 30 years. Unlike a sandwich shop like Subway, the crew at Chipotle always seem to pay no mind to keeping their scoops of corn, salsa, and steak to regulation size. Can you add a little bit of corn, right? You'd think, and you were mostly right. But all that freedom of choice comes a bit of drama. The party at Chipotle is having a record scratch moment. The prices have gone up. Those formerly heavy-handed scoops of chicken have become smaller, and the quality has yet to rise above mid. So we must ask ourselves, what even happened? The internet's freaking out over portion size. I mean, that's just true. When you go and you get a sandwich now, or you go to so I had Qdoba for lunch today. Double meat is an automatic thing, right? If you're like a big guy or a big eater, or just somebody who likes a little bit of if you don't, I don't get a lot of beans. I don't get beans and veggies on my quesadillas. I'm very American, very lame. So it's just I get double meat, right? Do you know how much Qdoba charged me for double meat today? By the way, double meat on a chicken quesadilla, I'm guessing is 1 additional chicken breast worth of meat. And it's not even that big of a chicken breast. It was $5. $5 for double meat. Double meat used to be $2. $5 for an additional chicken breast. It's insane. And like you start like, so by the time I was like building my DoorDash order, it was like $40 for a quesadilla. It's insane. That's what's happened, you know? And everything else has gotten Chipotle. You know, the idea is that the prices and the portion sizes are so ridiculous. It's pathetic. You know, and it's like everything is worse. And then by the way, the people that used to like these places are going other places now. They're going to Cava or Chop for salad, as Delish put it, the size of your head, just like Chipotle burritos used to be. You know, of course, the outrage has yet to rain down too hard on the company's parade. Health-conscious Gen Zers and millennials helped the brand deliver impressive numbers this year so far. I don't know why Chipotle would be viewed as a healthy option. I suppose, you know, getting salads and whatnot. But like, everything in the fast food market blows right now. Did you know at Starbucks, 2% of orders right now take an hour to make? An hour at Starbucks. 1 in 12 customers now waits between 15 and 30 minutes. Before the lockdown, almost nobody waited that long. New figures from industry experts, data show. So you're talking about it's never been more expensive and the service has never been worse. Incredibly, during the first 3 months of this year, 1 in every 50 orders took more than 30 minutes. There's a very simple reason for all this we can reveal, and it's not lazy or slow staff. Well, that's part of it. It's because Starbucks bosses, in a bid to cut costs, are slashing staff numbers, while at the same time rolling out ever more complicated drink menus. I mean, look at this nonsense. I would tell you this much. Okay, so in 2019, 80% of people waited less than 5 minutes. Now, I don't go to Starbucks. I go to coffeebrandcoffee.com and get my delicious coffee using promo code, you know, the quartering, because it's delicious coffee. But that number is now below 60. That means, you know, to get a coffee, there's a 30% chance you're waiting up to 15 minutes. 15 minutes for a coffee. Why do you think Starbucks is losing customers in droves? I read earlier that they lost like 10 million customers in Q1 this year. They also have a shot clock for how long you're allowed to talk to customers. They're only allowed to talk to customers for 30 seconds. And it's big and it's on a display in the store. The second you start talking to a customer, it starts counting down. Like, imagine working under these conditions. And like, and Starbucks just keeps doing worse. Could you imagine waiting 50 minutes for coffee? You know, another big problem that people bring up, by the way, in Chipotle too, is every time somebody does a mobile order, it gets put in front of you. So you might see 2 people sitting in front of you and you're still waiting 30 minutes because a mobile order is, you know, bumping you essentially. They pay no respect to the person who's come to their store. That's essentially it. You know, that's essentially it. They don't care that you spent time in their store. They don't care that you spent all this money. They don't care. Yet they want your money though. I mean, they want your $15 for a sugary drink. You know, this is what you have to do to remind people, or to beat this. Stop going. People have to stop going to these restaurants because that's the only way they're going to lower prices. If they continue to like make the same money, if people keep paying their high prices, if people keep waiting 45 minutes for coffee, they're just going to keep getting worse. You have to just say, no, I'm good. I'm not going. I'm not going to pay $14 for a Big Mac. I'm not going to pay $9 for your coffee and wait 15 minutes on top of it. Consumers need their backbones back. We need to bring back walking out on your order. You know what I mean? Like, we need to bring back, you know, saying if you don't get this done in 5 minutes, I want my money back. It's insane to me that people would sit in line and wait between 15 and 30 minutes for a coffee. For a coffee. If I ordered a pizza, I'd get it in 15 minutes or less. And, you know, and some percentage of them waiting 30 to 60 minutes or more than an hour. It's wild to me. The prices, the low quality, everything is just bad. Chipotle's going down to, that's fine. That's fine. These restaurants need to die out. Somebody's going to step in and fix this. People have to stop. People have to stop buying their crap.